All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a source that looks at how two of the world's biggest faiths, Christianity and Islam, give profoundly different answers to life's biggest questions. We're going to see how, especially through the eyes of the Apostle Paul, they offer two completely different frameworks for what it means to be human. The source we're looking at kicks things off with this really powerful idea: theological anthropology. It's a big phrase, but it just means how a religion understands human nature. And what this quote is really saying is this: how a faith defines you, what it sees when it looks into your very soul. That single belief shapes literally everything else: your purpose, your problems, and your ultimate hope. So, the author argues that when Christianity and Islam gaze into this mirror of the soul, what they see couldn't be more different. And we're not talking about small tweaks here. The source is clear: these are two fundamentally distinct visions of who we are at our core. So that leads right into the first huge point of disagreement the source brings up. What's the diagnosis for the human condition? I mean, think about it, right? If you get the diagnosis wrong, the cure is never going to work. So what exactly is our ailment? The source really boils this contrast down to two powerful ideas. Are we born spiritually broken, in a state that's described as fallen? Or are we born pure, but we're just spiritually forgetful, needing someone to remind us of who we're supposed to be? Okay, so here you can see the two diagnoses laid out, and wow, are they different. On one side, the Pauline Christian view is pretty stark. We are spiritually dead in sin. It's not just that we have problems, the self is the problem. The only fix is a complete resurrection. But on the other side, the Islamic view says we're born with a pure nature. That's fitra. But we're easily distracted, prone to forgetfulness, or ghafla. So the problem isn't our core self. It's that we've lost focus. The solution then isn't resurrection, it's remembrance. And this idea of fitra, it is absolutely central to the Islamic diagnosis. It suggests that deep down, every single person has this built-in compass pointing toward God. So the whole spiritual journey isn't about being rescued from some hopeless pit. It's about returning to that pure, original state you were born in. It's kind of like remembering the lyrics to a song you knew by heart a long, long time ago. And this is the crucial difference the source keeps coming back to. One path, Islam, calls for a reorientation, remembering who you are and getting yourself pointed back in the right direction. The other path, Christianity, calls for a total rebirth, becoming someone completely new through a power you could never have on your own. So if you have two totally different diagnoses of what's wrong with us, it makes sense you'd need two totally different solutions from God, right? This gets us to the next big question. How does God communicate the answer? Does God's word come to us as a person to encounter or as a text to follow? And this is where the source draws another really sharp contrast. For Christians, the ultimate revelation is that the word became flesh. God's final word is a person, Jesus Christ, who literally enters human history to save it from the inside out. For Muslims, the ultimate revelation is that the word became text. The final word is a book, the Quran, a perfect guide sent down from on high. Okay, so we've got a different problem, a different kind of revelation, and, you guessed it, a different path to actually getting right with God. Is the journey about receiving a free gift you could never earn, or is it about a lifelong, disciplined pursuit of that goal? And here you see those two paths right next to each other. The Pauline Christian path is all about grace. Salvation is a gift that you receive by trusting in what Christ has already done. It's a finished work. The Islamic path is one of submission. In fact, the word Islam means submission. It's a lifelong pursuit of doing good and obeying God, all in the hope of earning His mercy on Judgment Day. One says, it is finished. The other is a lifelong journey of, I am striving. And we really need to understand this one Pauline concept, justification. It's key. It's not about slowly becoming a better person. Think of it like a legal verdict in a courtroom. It's God, the judge, declaring a sinner to be righteous, not because of anything they've done, but because they've put their faith in what Christ did for them. It's an instant change in your legal standing before God. So when you put it all together, the diagnosis, the revelation, the path to salvation, the source's conclusion is that these differences are so huge, they actually represent two totally different gospels or messages of good news.
They aren't just different dialects. They're speaking two different languages. And to really hammer this point home, the author points to this intense warning from the Apostle Paul himself. See, Paul was writing to a church that was trying to add requirements to the free gift of grace. And he says, listen, any other gospel, any message that isn't about salvation by grace alone is a false one. And then he says something stunning. Even if an angel from heaven delivers that other message, it's still wrong. So, from this Pauline viewpoint, the source argues the idea of an angelic revelation delivering a message based on submission, well, that creates a major, major tension with the Christian message. And that's where the source leaves us, with this really challenging, provocative question. It pushes us to look past the surface similarities and really wrestle with the core claims of each faith. Are we forgetful souls who just need a reminder? Or are we dead souls who need a resurrection? Because as this source makes clear, the answer you give to that question, well, it changes absolutely everything.